Listen, y'all already know what time it is, man. It's that boy DELI back out here in another video. Y'all can see what title below. Day. Listen, bruh, we are doing my top 10 underground albums of the year video, bruh. This video and also the mainstream video will pretty much conclude the 2024 wrap-up video. I have one more video where we tier every album that dropped this year on a tier list, but that video will be dropping January 1st. But let's go ahead and get started with the underground albums of the year. If y'all haven't checked out my 2023 wrap-up playlist, y'all can go check out all those videos down below in the description. But let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, make sure like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Feel me? Let's go ahead and get into the list, bruh. Now, before we get into the main list, let's get into some honorable mentions that didn't make it onto the list, but these were good albums, bruh. First, we have Skywater Gigi. Now, I didn't listen to this album a lot this year, but it was a pretty good album from what I heard originally. I listened to it probably once or twice. It had some cool songs on it, but one thing I can say with this album was that Skywater was rapping a lot more. He was pulling out a lot of different flows that I haven't heard from him before. I know Skywater mainly for his melodic shit. This nigga can sing. We're gonna talk about underground. This was probably a lot of people's favorites this year, and I had to add it to the list to give this nigga credit because he did drop one of the best projects this year. And at number 2, I have Molly Santana, the album, bruh. Listen, I caught on to this album late as hell, but I really enjoyed my initial thoughts of the project. I had to add it to the list because ever since I reacted to this project, I've been listening to it ever since, but I couldn't add it to the top 10. If I would have started listening to this shit back in April, then I'd say it's one of my favorites, but this is definitely one of the finest projects that dropped this year, bro. Shout out to Molly Santana. Now, let's get into my top 10. At number 10, we have 4Bat's You Made Me a Star. Now, this was 4Bat's debut album. For anyone that like music that sound like some shit from the late 90s, I would recommend y'all to check out 4Bat's music and this project. I truly like that there are artists bringing back iconic sounds, but doing it in their own way. At first with 4Bat, I think it was the On The Block performance I reacted to. It didn't even make sense. Like, that was really like a one-shot thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't make those type of music videos that don't match up to the actual songs. That's how it was on the On The Block performance. But hearing his music without visuals, it's just a way different experience. While listening to this album, I was getting Aaliyah vibes with the beats. Everything within the project had songs that was in sequential order from Act 1 to Act 8. And with this project and a lot of songs from 4Bat's, you would get that love R&B type of feel from it. It just had a vintage sound, something that you can listen to with your significant other that gives a romantic feel. You see what I'm saying? Fire album nonetheless, on some cool shit. That's why I have it as number 10. At number 9, I have Denzel Curry, King of the Mischievous South Volume 2. I honestly see this as a collab project from Zell because it featured a lot of artists that you wouldn't normally see on somebody's project unless it had a theme like this. With this project, Zell gave us a sound that you would see in his older days with the Raider Clan and ULT. And there was one song on there that gave me a flashback to Imperial, which dropped in 2016. I honestly enjoyed this project and I had to add it onto the list because it just gave off that old Denzel Curry vibe. Now, at number 8, I have DC the Don Rebirth. Like I said during the album reaction, this may not be a lot of people's favorite from DC the Don, but this is his best body of work. From the production to the fresh new sound and inspiration from Kanye being scattered throughout the project, he made Rebirth worth the wait. He took us through like a rise and fall with the album. Like, the beginning of it started out more subtle, then it increased the rage, and then he brought it back down to a subtle tone. Extremely proud of the work DC the Don put in with this one, and hopefully he continues and build off this and give us more projects of this tier. Now, at number 7, we have Tannabana. When I wasn't recording videos, this was an album I listened to often this year. During this project, I saw a lot of Atlanta influence, mainly Thug with his ad-libs and with him also having a song called YSL. Even with the production, it just gave a Atlanta feel. Being raised in Atlanta and seeing how this project came about just made me enjoy this shit a lot more. Just being raised in Atlanta and seeing how this project came about in the trailer made me enjoy this shit a lot. This is his most mature sounding project to date, and honestly, one of his best. Now at number 6, we have War Ready by Rich Amiri. Rich Amiri is another artist that delivered that vintage feel. With this, I got like a vibe of the 2010s. He used beats that sound like something that Waka Flocka would hop on, and majority of them gave like that glow feel of Chief Keef. Every song to me was good in my opinion, and it only had one feature on there, which was Osama Son. As y'all know, this year I haven't been a big fan of Osama Son, but bro did his thing on the War Ready project. All the beats sound different, but still gave off the vibe that he wanted to give off, and in my opinion, he managed to top his project last year, Ghetto Fabulous, with this one. Now at number 5, we have Sa Baby Saheem. As much as I wanted to put this album on the mainstream list, bruh, I couldn't. This man is an ATL legend within my generation. He stated that this was the first project that he actually recorded in a studio, and he didn't disappoint. His sound has got better over the past few years, and honestly, this is one of the best projects by him production wise. He gave us club songs within this project, and towards the end gave us more chill shit towards the end. I'm hoping that he gets more consistent with his releases, because it's a lot of artists backing and co-signing for him, and it's about time that he capitalized off of all this attention. Next, we have Lancey, Femi, and Lynn Conglomerate. This project was the first time I've seen 3 artists come together that wasn't a group to collab and make a project. I've been sleeping on Femi and Lynn, but I'm glad I gave them a listen before listening to this project. All 3 of them give off different vibes, but they all managed to blend their sounds together to make this. Now, this project featured a lot of like fast tempo styled hip-hop that's different from what I'm used to hearing in the States, which made me enjoy this shit a lot. Not sure how the clubs are in the UK or anything like that, but I would expect at least some of these songs to be played in the club over there. Now at number 3, I have Kenny Mason, Angel Eyes. Shout out to Kenny Mason, by the way. Another great release by Ken. He manages to get better after every project he drops. With Angel Eyes, a improvement that I've seen from Kenny Mason is that he's able to give off more of a story within his album. For everybody that haven't heard the album, let me just paint the picture for you. It's like you're listening to music driving around different places in Atlanta. That was the real feel that it gave off, but it was more story based. That's just a general summary of what actually took place during the story. Artists that are able to build upon stories will always make it on a list of mine, because it's kind of like a rare art form that we see within the industry. Now at number 2, we have Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal, bruh. Listen, Doechii, one of the best artists in the game right now, bruh. I was gonna put her on the mainstream list, but I feel like she don't get as much love as she should receive, but she fire as fuck. Like deadass, from a lyricist standpoint, she's like that. Listening to the album, it was just a great experience to hear like something new that I never really heard before from male or female. I haven't heard anything like that project before, bro, and it was just a mixtape, but it sounded like an album. She really made the most of this project, but I can say what made this shit even better is seeing her, what was it, the live performance version. Seeing her Tiny Desk performance made the album even better for me from a visual standpoint. We know before she released the album, she was doing the Swamp Sessions where she had a few songs that was off that album, but the music video didn't play the full song for a few of them. But it's just one of those things where it's like seeing visuals to her music is always better, because Alligator Bites Never Heal is one of those projects that sound like it can have a live reenactment for it. Like I could see a live performance of this mixtape as a musical of some sort. Definitely saw a little bit of that during the Tiny Desk performance. Now at number 1, we have Too Hollis Boy. I never thought I would see an artist that could blend the sounds and genres of EDM, pop, and rap all into one. But like I said before, Too Hollis is a special artist. With this project, you can see how much work went into it, especially on the production side, with Too Hollis being like a hybrid artist, as in someone that produced their own songs and also does the vocals. This project was one of the best showings that I've seen by somebody that does both produce and rap. It's hard to describe the vibe that it gave off, off, but listening to it, it matches the cover art. From the vocals to everything that's going on within the beats and shit, it was just a full body of work, bruh. And I'm not even into EDM music, but I opened my mind to it and enjoyed this album the most from an underground artist. If you want to experience a new sound that you haven't heard before, I would recommend y'all to listen to Too Hollis music in general, but definitely check out the album, boy. I know I was late to reacting to it, but I had to get to it, and listening to it and having my initial thoughts and reaction recorded, it just really shows y'all that I genuinely enjoyed what I was listening to, bruh. And I will be recording more Too Hollis content in the future because that album was just fire as fuck, bruh. But other than that, man, that was my top 10 underground albums of 2024. Y'all can let me know y'all list. I know y'all's is probably more defined in terms of certain underground artists. I got artists that's really within the middle category of breaking into the mainstream and being underground, but hopefully y'all didn't have a problem with that. Still enjoyed a lot of albums. Before I made the actual list, I had Hard Rock, Kenny Mason, Skywater, Richard Mille, Denzel Curry, Molly Santana, BK the Ruler, Four Bats, Psy Baby, Too Hollis, Ski Master, Slump God, Dom Corleo, 4-5, Tana, and DC the Don. That is 15 artists that I had that I feel could have made it onto the list, but obviously 5 of them were left out. I only did 2 honorable mentions during this video, but like I said, this is my favorite albums of 2024. It may not be your favorite, so you shouldn't have a problem with my list because it's mine, but y'all can let me know y'all favorite albums, y'all favorite underground albums of 2024 down below in the comments. But other than that, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and for more videos coming, some more content coming soon. You already know what time it is, man. Make sure you follow the Kick, follow Twitch, also join Discord down below in the description. But hey, man, it's been your boy, that boy DELI. Oh, gone, man.